Kirby Squeak Squad for the Nintendo DS is the game of all time. Um, okay, no. I'm not gonna say it's the game of all time because jokes aside, like I know this is probably one of the most like forgotten Kirby games ever, I would say, but I would argue that Kirby Squeak Squad is honestly it's I would say it's really underrated to be completely honest. Like I'll say on one hand, people I think some people complain about it in the fact that it's too short or, perhaps people say that the final boss is a little bit underwhelming. And what I will say is it definitely is a quick playthrough. If you're going to 100% it, it might take a little bit more time and maybe then it would be relatively like it would be a little bit of a longer playthrough, but I will say like I 100%ed it and it wasn't really long. I think I wasn't playing for hours and hours every day, but like maybe every day I would play for like 30 minutes to an hour and there'd be a day where I would, not have time to play it, but so I was playing it on a relatively consistent basis and within a couple weeks I had it 100%ed. What I will say about this game is I like to I like to compare this game to junk food. You know what I mean? You can kind of just sit there and eat it. It tastes good. You don't really have to put any of your brain into it. It's kind of just like it's one of those guilty pleasure kind of games. Like it's just like I don't want to say it's brain dead because I don't want to call it brain dead. Like it's clear to me that like effort was put into this game and it is a good game. Like it's a good mainline Kirby game, but honestly it is kind of like junk food because you can kind of just, pop it open, take a few bites, you don't really give it any thought and it's entertaining. And that's honestly how I feel about this one. So yeah, like I think that maybe it being kind of short is a fair criticism, but I would argue it's short and sweet. Like it was definitely a fun game. Like I played it on this thing. This is my main DS that I play all the original DS games on. It's my precious DSi XL. I played it on here. I actually was rotating. Like there were some days where my pocket space was a little bit empty or my pocket space was a little bit tight. So I have a normal sized DSi and I also have a DS Lite. And since those are smaller than this, I was kind of sometimes I would play on one of those two, but I was generally playing on this one. And yeah, like I'd play it in between classes. I would play it after class, play it on the weekends, play it while I'm with friends. Like, honestly, the thing I love about a lot of these portable systems is like, dude, you can just toss it in your pocket. Like, you could be doing anything in life and you can just have it on you. Like, dude, you could be in the middle of nowhere and you're like, ah, shit, I want to play games. Just crack it open. But the other criticism that I hear a lot about Squeak Squad is that the final boss segment is just kind of underwhelming. I'll say this, it's definitely one of the easier final bosses. Like I beat, okay, if you don't want to be spoiled, I won't spoil you, but so just be weary. Spoilers ahead. It was like, I don't remember his name, but there's like this like a mouse dude who was like the main part of the Squeak Squad, because they're a bunch of mice. Like the villains are just like these little mice characters. I don't remember his name, but the main mouse fella who's like the villain. You have a fight with him, and that fight was kind of hard. Like it definitely took me a few tries to beat it. And then once you beat him, it would go into a second segment where you were fighting. I don't think it wasn't Dark Matter because Dark Matter is who you fight in Dreamland 2, Dreamland 3, and 64. It's not Dark Matter, but it's like it was something very similar, or maybe it was. I'm not sure, but it was like this. It was like this black star with an eye like floating around, and it would change colors and it would like shoot shit at you. I mean, the boss fight looked and sounded like very aesthetically pleasing. I definitely enjoyed like the second part of it, but in my honest opinion, the second part of that boss fight was honestly easier than the first. So, maybe you'd argue it's supposed to be flipped, I would say. Like, you're definitely going to want the easier part to be first. I mean, I think that makes more sense. So, maybe a small criticism there. But, I mean, honestly, it was a pretty fun game. I would say those are my two big complaints. And the only other thing is, I will say this about the game that I noticed. This might be nitpicking a little too much. So there's 8 worlds in this game, and each of the worlds, like, the overworld music is like pretty much the same thing throughout the whole time. And I mean, I'll say this, dude. I think I'm just used to like playing New Super Mario Brothers, and in that game, I mean, even in like all the way back to Mario 3, the overall music was different for each world. And do they do that in Kirby games too? You know what? I can't remember if this is something they do in Kirby. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think they do this in Kirby games. I don't even know if that's a valid complaint. That's such a tiny thing, and to me, it doesn't really affect the gameplay that much. But I always like having different overworld music for like each of the worlds. But hey, dude, like, the game is fun. The game's actually really fun. It functions. I played it. I 100%ed it, and I enjoyed it. The controls are nice. I mean, the level design is pretty good. The thing that's most fun about this game to me is that you can just, you can play it really brain dead and just steamroll through each level. But if you want to 100% it, in each level there are 3 chests that you have to collect, and that you have to go out of your way to. So there's one at the end of the level that. Okay, wait. So there's 3 chests in each level, or in most levels. Sometimes there would be 2 or 1 or something, but the first 2 chests you got to go out of your way to find, and then there's at the end of every level there's a chest that, when you go to collect it, one of the mice from the Squeak squad tries chasing you to like get it back, because I think maybe in the lore it's like you're stealing it from them or something, but it's this cool little segment where you have to run really fast, and if you stop, like, they could catch you and take the treasure back. But to get that 3rd treasure chest, you gotta outrun the mouse that's chasing you. And it's a fun little segment. Like, it's definitely unique to this game. Super fun segment. I don't really hear it get talked about a lot. It was fun. Like, again, the whole game was definitely fun, but is it my like very favorite Kirby game? No, it's not my very favorite, but like, it's a legit Kirby game. It is good. Like, I can almost kind of relate this to like how I feel about New Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS. It's like, it's a really good, really solid Mario title, and I would always recommend it to whoever wants to play it. And it kind of feels like the junk food of the Mario franchise, because like, it's not like the most outstanding title in the franchise, but it's so solid and so like it's so solid and so easily accessible, and it's very doable to 100% that one as well. Well, I take that back. In that game, you have to collect like, if you want to 100% and like if you want to 100% every level, that's doable. Like, I did that. I got every star coin in the game, and I unlocked the secret, like the star world, got every star coin, or was it in that world they're moon coins. I collected all of those. So I 100%ed it with like a little asterisk above. To 100% that game, you have to do that, and you have to get 9,999,999 coins. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I got the 1 million coins though. There's 2 secret title screens. There is the 1 million coin secret title screen. I got that one. And there's a 9 million, etc. I'm not doing that one. Maybe one day I'll come back to it, but I'm just not doing that. Like, that's absurd. So I almost like these games sort of feel similar for what they do for their franchise. Like, is New Super Mario Bros. 2 or Kirby Squeak Squad these like absolutely essential titles of their franchise? Absolutely not. They're really not. but they're really solid entries in the franchise, both portable games that you could be anywhere and you could very easily just whip it out and just kind of play it, and you don't really have to use a lot of your brain power. It's just they're both just like well-made platformers, you know? Of course, New Super Mario 2 and Kirby Squeak Squad have unique things to offer. Like Squeak Squad's got like the mice and the treasure chests and all that shit. Like there's a couple new abilities. Like Animal was an interesting ability. You can dig around. So, you know, there's always that. And then I know there's like a magic ability, which it's neat. It's not necessary. Like none of the abilities they introduced in this game I think are like super necessary, but they're still cool. Like Animal, I like Animal the most out of all the new ones probably. And like with New Super Mario 2, like the golden flower and the golden black helmet thing, neither of those, it feels, you could argue it almost feels a little bit gimmicky, but like I don't mean that in a bad way. It's genuinely something interesting they added to the table that like for a new Mario game, it's good enough to like keep me interested and want me to, you know, make me want to play that. And that's how I feel about Squeak Squad. Like it's junk food. It's like a junk food video game, honestly, for the system. It's junk food in that it's a fun, well-made video game. You just can, it's also on a portable system. You just whip it out and play it anywhere. You really don't have to think much. Like you could 100% this game with minimal thinking. Like I found every single treasure chest in this game without using a guide once. Like I like that's how much this game is junk food. Like nothing about this game is cryptic. I figured it all out. You know, you're not talking to the smartest tool in the shed necessarily, and I was able to figure it out. So it really is just like, it's junk food, but like it was made well and it tastes good, you know? I don't think it's super hard to acquire. I don't think I have a physical copy, you know? It wasn't too hard to get. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I have to say. Like, it's the junk food of the Kirby franchise in the same way that like New Super Mario Bros. 2 is junk food. I would call something like New Super Mario U. I don't think that's junk food because I don't think it's as good as, I prefer New Super Mario 2 to U because I think the level design is still like pretty inspired in this game, whereas like in New Super Mario U, there's like one or two levels that I thought were super fascinating. Other than that, it was just like, yeah, I don't know. This is just so generic. And that's how I feel about this game in the same way that like I feel about New Super Mario 2. Like, it's good level design. Some of it was actually pretty memorable, but it's not like an S tier Kirby game. It's more so like a tier, like a low A tier. Well, no, I mean, I'd say A tier. B tier might be a little too low. It's like somewhere, I would either put it in A tier or B tier. I'm going to lean towards like a lower A tier ranking for this one and New Super Mario 2 because they're great games in both their respective franchises and they function well and it's an entertaining game. Like New Super Mario 2 actually has a really good post game. Like I feel like that one's overhated. Like it's a genuinely good Mario game. Like the post game was my favorite part. That was really fun. And there isn't really much of a post game here. Like once you 100% it, you unlock a new mode, which is like basically a time trial mode, and you get like a new mini game. It's like a boss rush, and then in a lot of Kirby games, like in Superstar, for example, you can unlock this secret room that lets you pick up any ability like whenever you want, and that's in this game too. Which Superstar is probably that's got to be one of my favorite Kirbys. I mean, that shit kicks so much ass. So, as a Superstar fan, that's a nice touch. Soundtrack is pretty good. I would say like over half of the soundtrack isn't original material. It's a lot of like remastered versions of old themes, which, listen, I'm always gonna prefer them making a new soundtrack. Like I definitely would have liked to see a new soundtrack for this game, but there's a handful of new tracks, and they're all really good. And I'm not really complaining. Like, it's just a fun game. Like, oh man, there's just one cloud level. Oh, I gotta remember. I think the track title is called Digging Through the Clouds, I believe, but it first plays in like World 3, or I think World 3. It's whichever world is the cloud world. I think it's 3, but the theme's called Digging Through the Clouds, and it plays in one of those levels. And I'm not gonna lie, that's like it's now like one of my favorite Kirby themes I've ever heard. Like, I love it. It sounds amazing. It invokes a very like dreamy atmosphere that's kind of reminiscent of like Kirby 64 and like Dreamland 3. And out of other Kirby games, those two I think have my favorite atmosphere. Um, so like that really did it for me. That's a wonderful theme, and there's a couple other like really like just banger tracks in this game. Um, yeah. Again, the new scores are there's not a lot of new scores, but the ones they did make are good. So yeah, like Kirby Squeak Squad, it's junk food, man. It's tastes great. It's easily accessible. You just eat it. You don't really have to give it much thought. It's junk food. But that's not a diss. Like, it's a great game. Um, if you ever want a junk food game to play, man, Kirby Squeak Squad. And I would say the same thing about like Kirby's Adventure / Nightmare in Dreamland. Well, no, because I'll say this, I generally prefer the Kirby's Adventure / Nightmare in Dreamland, because that's just a remake of, yeah. I generally see. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I mean, I really like that game, dude. Like, that's a Kirby staple. But there's some things I think this game does better. But I also think there's a lot of things that game does better. So I'm like, I still think, yeah, Kirby's Adventure is so awesome. The only complaint I have with Kirby's Adventure is that it suffers from slowdown a little bit, but other than that, dude, like that game is awesome. The level design's great. It's super ambitious for the NES. Just like, that's probably my favorite NES game, by the way. It's either that or Mario 3 is like my very favorite NES game. It might be Kirby's Adventure or Mario 3, I don't know. But yeah, like if you're looking for some junk food to consume, Kirby Squeak Squad will do it. I told some of my friends that I beat Kirby Squeak Squad, and they were just laughing. They're like, dude, why the fuck did you play that? Um, they don't understand. Well, all right, I'm out of here. Peace.